I overheard my wife say, "I can't wait until he signs everything. After that, he'll finally be useful." And I swear the world just paused. I stood in the hallway, holding the folder of documents I'd printed for her, thinking this must be some kind of misunderstanding. But the laughter, her laughter, cut through that hope like glass. My wife, Anna, sat at the dining table, surrounded by her two closest friends, the ones who treated every conversation like gossip currency. She was swirling a glass of white wine, smirking like she was the star of her own show. "He's too scared to lose me," she continued, tapping her manicured finger against the rim. "So he'll agree to whatever I ask. It's adorable, honestly." Her friends giggled, leaning in, whispering little affirmations of her brilliance. And I stood there, hidden behind the corner like a stranger in my own home, wondering at what point our marriage had shifted from partnership to prop management, where I was the prop. I'd always thought of myself as a stable guy. Simple needs, simple goals. I worked my way up in my company, stayed out of trouble, paid my bills on time, supported her dreams even before they were fully formed. I was steady, predictable, safe, and she liked that about me, at least at first. But as her social circle grew flashier, so did her expectations. Suddenly, our modest home wasn't Instagrammable. Our vacations weren't worth posting. Our life wasn't competitive enough. She lived in a constant race against people who didn't even know they were competing with her. And now, the finish line she'd set her sights on was a power couple investment property. Her words, not mine. She wanted a luxury duplex across town, a place her friends would envy. A place where she could host perfect gatherings and post perfect photos and pretend she designed the life she always bragged about. The problem? She had no income to support it, no credit, nothing to contribute except big ideas and bigger demands. I was the one who'd be financing it. Me. All me. And she'd made sure to remind her friends that I was so lucky to have a wife with vision that I'd sign anything to keep her happy. Her voice floated through the hall again. "Once it's in his name, we're set. If he messes up later or can't keep up, that's on him. But I'll still have the property. It's perfect." Something inside me cooled, quiet, heavy, absolute. Not heartbreak, not rage, just acceptance, understanding, a kind of internal settling, like sand falling to the bottom of a glass. I stepped back before she noticed me. Later that night, she curled up next to me on the couch, voice sugary sweet. "Babe, the meeting tomorrow means everything to me. This property is our future. Don't overthink it, okay? Just trust me." Trust. That word used to mean something between us. I nodded, because part of the plan required agreement. "Of course. I'll bring all the documents." She kissed my cheek, satisfied. Too satisfied. When she went to bed, her phone lit up on the counter. I didn't touch it, didn't need to. One message preview was enough. Her friend had replied, "Can't wait to watch him sign his life away tomorrow. You're a genius." A genius. Maybe, but not the only one in the room anymore. I sat there for a long time, running my thumb over the corner of the mortgage packet, feeling the truth solidify in my chest. She didn't love the life we had. She loved the image she could build on top of me. And tomorrow, she wanted to crown herself queen while I played the loyal footstool. But she didn't know that I'd already called the mortgage advisor earlier that afternoon. I'd already asked the questions. I'd already learned exactly what my options were. And she definitely didn't know that everything she'd planned to trap me with could just as easily be flipped around, turned into a stage where she would expose herself. She had her story, her audience, her victory speech rehearsed. But tomorrow, something else entirely was going to happen. Because I wasn't walking into that meeting as her dutiful husband anymore. I was walking in as the man who finally understood the game. And I was done playing by her rules. The next morning, she floated around the kitchen like a woman preparing for coronation. Hair perfect, nails fresh, outfit meticulously chosen for maximum investment wife aesthetic. She kept glancing at me like she was checking for signs of rebellion, but I gave her nothing. When we pulled up to the investment office, her friends were already waiting outside. They greeted her like she'd won an award. One even said, "This is going to be legendary." Legendary? Sure. Inside the conference room, the mortgage advisor laid out the documents. Thick stack. Tabs. Signatures highlighted. Responsibility spelled out in clean legal language. My wife sat on my right. Her two friends sat on her left. All three leaned forward as if watching a finale they'd been waiting months to see. The advisor began reading through the financial obligations, income verification, liability placement, repayment terms. My wife waved a dismissive hand. "Don't worry about all that. He understands. He's ready." I smiled. "I am." She grinned like a woman who believed she had the world wrapped around her finger. Then came the part she'd been waiting for, the signature page. The moment where she'd finally secure the property she'd been bragging about since spring. Her friends whispered excitedly, elbowing each other. She leaned closer, breath barely above a whisper. "Go on. Sign, babe." I picked up the pen, held it, let the room hang in silence long enough for anticipation to peak. Then I placed the pen back down. Her smile twitched. "Honey," I kept my voice even. "I actually have something to clarify first." The mortgage advisor looked up, curious. Her friends leaned back, confused. My wife tilted her head, like she couldn't decide whether I was joking or malfunctioning. "I want to confirm," I said calmly, "that if I sign this, I will be fully responsible for the mortgage, the payments, the debt, the liability, everything. Correct?" The advisor nodded. "That's right." I nodded back. "And my wife, since she has no income, no credit, and no eligibility, will not be tied to this property in any legal capacity whatsoever. Correct?" My wife stiffened. Her friends blinked. The advisor hesitated. That is correct. The loan would be solely yours." I folded my hands. "Perfect. Thank you." Then I looked at Anna, really looked at her, and saw the exact moment panic cracked through her confidence. "Babe," she hissed under her breath, "just sign the papers." I shook my head slowly. "No." She swallowed hard. "What do you mean, no?" "It means," I said quietly, "I'm not signing away my future so you can brag to your friends." Her friend stiffened. The advisor subtly looked down at the table. She leaned in, voice shaking with anger masked as sweetness. "You're humiliating me. Right now. In front of everyone. Why would you do this?" "Why?" I said softly. "Maybe because last night I overheard you tell your friends that once I signed everything, I'd finally be useful. Or maybe because I saw the messages about how you'd still get the property even if I couldn't keep up." Her face drained of color. Her friends froze, turning slowly to her like they'd just watched the ground beneath them split open. She stammered, "Wah, those were jokes. You weren't supposed to." I raised a hand gently. "It's fine. Really. Because I've made my decision." I pushed the documents back across the table. "Neat. Final. Unmistakable. I won't be buying this property. Not today. Not ever." She jolted upright. "You can't do this to me." Her friend whispered harshly, "Anna, what did you tell him?" But it was too late. Her performance was over. Her audience had seen everything. She reached for the papers, frantic. "Just sign it. Please. We already told everyone. My parents think it's done. My group chat thinks it's done." I stood. "That's your problem, not mine." Then I walked out, leaving her scrambling behind me, clutching at a future she'd built out of lies and entitlement. The meeting was supposed to be her victory. Instead, it was the moment everything she'd constructed came crashing down, and she never saw it coming. I didn't even reach the car before my phone exploded with notifications. The first text was a furious wall of capital letters. "Get back here. Now." Then another. "You are embarrassing me." Then, moments later, the first voicemail. Then 5 more. then 10. By the time I pulled out of the parking lot, the tone of her messages had already shifted. You misunderstood. I didn't mean any of it. You're overreacting, babe. Please just pick up. Pick up? To what? More manipulation wrapped in apologies. I didn't answer. I didn't even open the messages. I just drove. When I got home, I started packing. Not in anger. Not in a rush. Just with quiet certainty. Clothing. Essentials. A few memories that still meant something. Not many. Halfway through folding shirts into a duffel bag, I heard the front door slam open. She stormed in, mascara smeared, breath unsteady. "Are you crazy?" she screamed. "Do you have any idea how this makes me look?" There it was. Her real priority. "Funny," I said calmly, "that you care more about appearances than about us." She stepped closer, pointing a shaking finger. "I trusted you to do one thing. Just one. And you humiliated me. Everyone thinks I'm a liar now." I shrugged. "Maybe stop lying then." She froze, like the words had been a slap. Then she folded her arms, switching to her favorite tactic, weaponized guilt. "I sacrificed everything to make our life better. I pushed you to be ambitious. I believed in what we could accomplish." "No," I corrected. "You believed in what I could accomplish for you." She tried another tactic, softening her voice, stepping closer, touching my arm. "Honey, we can fix this. We can talk to the advisor, reschedule." "No." She blinked. "What?" "No," I repeated. "I'm not rescheduling. I'm not signing. And I'm not staying." Her face twisted. "You wouldn't dare." I pulled my phone from my pocket, opened the screenshots I'd taken of her messages, and forwarded them. To her friends, to her family, to the people she'd been bragging to. Her phone buzzed almost instantly. Then again. Then nonstop. Her expression melted into horror as she read message after message, lighting up her lock screen. "No, no, please don't stop, why would you?" I zipped my duffel bag, walked past her, and she didn't block me, didn't grab me, didn't fight. She just crumpled onto the rug, like a puppet whose strings had been cut. I left the house feeling lighter than I had in years. The next few days were a storm, her calls, her desperation, her attempts to flip the narrative. But the screenshots told the truth, and everyone she cared about saw exactly who she had become. Meanwhile, I found a small apartment outside the city. Quiet. Simple. Mine. No curated photos. No competition. No manipulation. Just peace. And in that stillness, something unexpected happened. My life began to feel like it was truly mine for the first time in a long time. I cooked meals for myself, sat by the window with morning coffee, went on long walks with no destination, and slowly, day by day, the weight she'd put on my shoulders lifted. I didn't hate her. I didn't resent her. I just finally saw her clearly. And once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. The biggest lesson? Stability is a gift, but only when it's shared, not exploited. And as I settled into my new life, my new space, my new quiet, I realized something simple but powerful. I hadn't lost anything. I'd reclaimed everything. In the end, she got exactly what she wanted. A replacement. But it wasn't me who got replaced. It was her. And honestly, that was the easiest signature I never had to give.